Hey everyone, welcome back. We are on to our next demo, which is to actually control or connect our IK arms with our FK arms and to make sure that we can switch between the two. What we've got here right now is a just the two files that we originally built. The left arm IK, which as you can see are these particular is this controller and these particular joints, and the exact same joints but for FK, which is, allows us to do these arms. You'll also notice a third set of joints, which I just duplicated from copying one of these guys to like bring all of these things in. I can zero these controllers, and now what we want to do is basically set them up so that they switch between the three. I also brought in my IKFK switch controller. I can just very nicely group it to itself and pop it over. So I'm going to quickly name the group. Essentially the exact same thing, and I just add a suffix for GRP. And let's quickly go in and make sure that the rest of our naming is correct. And in order to do that, we want to just make sure that we have the right kinds of joints sorted out for us. So you can see here we've got the controls left and right, which is great. This is the left shoulder bind, this is the right shoulder joint. But what we need right now is left shoulder joint, here's this, right shoulder joint this, and this is left shoulder joint bind. So what I'm gonna do really quickly is just go to the replace, search and replace names, and I'm gonna just rename these so that I can find these things again, right? So go into modify, search and replace names. We work with hierarchy. This time, instead of searching for L underscore and R underscore, we're gonna search for JNT, and we're going to replace it with, in this case, the bind joint. So I'm just going to do capital BIND because that's kind of how I went. And now let's just go over here to these two chains. Here we go. I can move these up a little bit as well so that we can just take a look at these, and we can pop these back once we're done. Because whenever we do connections or switches between joints, we actually do them as rotation connections. We don't have to worry about translation because in theory, the whole rig actually is going to translate where your joints go. It's just a very, very easy process of getting our nodes connected. So here you can see I've got the bind. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly just move these and arrange things a little bit. And then I'm going to use a couple of nodes actually. One node in particular is going to come in handy, which is my blend color node. So now we have FK and IK. I'm going to do FK first, IK second, and I'm going to hit tab. I'm going to type in blend colors, not color sets, but blend colors. This is going to be my blend joint thing. So call it left arm blend. We can work with that. Hit 3 and we're good. All right, so the way this goes, we work off of rotations. We can absolutely attach things, rotate, like, from a big connection to a big connection. However, I like to be a little paranoid when connecting two different types of measurements, which is XYZ to RGB, which those are actually different units. And it becomes even more crazy when you attach something that's got degrees to units like length. So just to keep that in mind, it's something that actually does screw up in Maya from time to time. So it can sometimes be a really good idea to be pretty careful about how you make these connections. So here we've got this left arm blend, blah, blah, blah. And now I can just hit 2. And now we have these guys sort of sorted out. And let me pop this up here. And there's the bind. So there's one. Next. Okay, so what does this mean? At the moment, what it means is if I move either one of these joints, these original input joints, like so, you can see there's some movement, but it's not perfect. What's happening right now is it's getting sort of 50% of its information from FK and 50% from IK. That's where this actual switch actually comes in handy, because the IKFK switch, which I'm going to just pop in here, I'm going to hit plus, and then I'm going to hit 3 because we want this IKFK switch. And what we're going to do is I'm going to just kind of pull this aside, grab each of these blend nodes, bring them over here. So we're just going to go here and we're going to attach it to the blender. And this means when I switch from here and we can like make a change, let's pose this a little bit. You can see it's sitting on this right now. Obviously, we need to invert some of the settings, but that's fine. We're just going to fiddle with like what stuff is visible when you know, IK, when the arm is on IKFK. So that is the visibility of these things. Let me just do a new tab and I'm going to hit plus. What I should be able to see and then F and K. Where are these? Oh, there you go. Right. There we go. So we wanted this reverse node because what we're basically going to do is we're going to swap out which one of these goes into reverse and which one of these goes into like gets the output from the reverse, or which one gets output directly. So here I'll just pop this in. Oh wait, hit 2 so that visibility is visible. 2, right. So this thing's output X goes into this thing's visibility, and then this goes straight to visibility because we are just swapping these two things out. So what did that do to us here? There you go. When it's on IK, the IK letters show, and when it's on FK, the FK letters show. And now I can like just zero all of this stuff out, put this back into place, 0. There we go. And because we also want to be able to like actually rig this, we don't need these things to move. So I'm going to just hide the shapes. Let's go over here. The translate Y can 0 out. The shoulder joint FK also translate Y can 0 out. And this thing, translate 3, can also 0 out. So now we have all 3 joint chains and they're sitting right on top of each other. Before you get freaked out about binding, don't think about it. We'll come back to that at a different time. And that's how you do a switch.